Welcome back to the Limapop channel, the place where stories are not just told, but felt. Today, we're diving into a journey many of us have followed for years. A story that never truly leaves us, no matter how much time passes. A story about two names that once changed the landscape of the entertainment world, and whose connection, spoken or unspoken, still resonates with millions. This is the silent, enduring story of Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan, two lights that never truly fade. There are moments in life that don't announce their significance when they arrive. They feel simple, ordinary, maybe even temporary until time turns them into something else. Something deeper. Something unforgettable. Something that refuses to disappear even when everything else has changed. For many fans, the beginning was the Untamed 2019, a year that feels like a lifetime ago. At first, they were simply two actors working on a fantasy drama, sharing long filming days, cold nights on set, and the kind of pressure only rising stars understand. But somewhere between those moments, something shifted. Something softened. Their dynamic moved from mere co-workers to something more elusive, something warm, unguarded, and strangely comforting to watch. One fan once said, "It wasn't even romantic, it just felt real." It felt like watching two people discover each other without realizing how deeply it would affect their lives. And maybe that's why the world remembers. Not because of scandals, not because of rumors, but because for a short period of time, they existed in each other's lives with a sincerity that's rare in this industry, a sincerity that felt like sunlight breaking through. After the drama aired, everything changed. The fame, the pressure, the unpredictable storms that followed, storms none of us could have predicted. But even as the world shifted around them, there were small moments, tiny, almost invisible, that made fans believe the connection hadn't vanished completely. A familiar expression during an interview, a subtle pause at a certain name, a smile that lingered for just a second too long, a gesture that betrayed a memory, a softness that appeared only when the past was mentioned. Were those coincidences? Maybe. But for fans who watched closely, those tiny moments felt like echoes, soft reminders of a bond formed long before the world complicated everything. Time moved on. They grew separately. Different projects, different teams, different paths, different identities shaped by new responsibilities and new expectations. But here's the strange part. Even when they weren't seen together anymore, their stories continued to intertwine in the hearts of the fans. Every major milestone, every award, every comeback, every drama, every public appearance, always brought a wave of nostalgia. Does he remember? Does he still care? Do they ever think of those days? These questions lingered, soft but persistent, living quietly in the spaces fans never said out loud. And who could blame anyone? Connections like theirs don't just vanish. They evolve quietly, hidden between breaths and behind the curtain of fame. Then came 2020, a year that brought chaos, silence, distance, a kind of pain that changed people, fans included. Too much happened in too little time. Too many storms. Too many uncertainties. Too much noise for anyone to breathe. And yet even then, the belief didn't die. In fact, it grew stronger in the quiet. People held on to the idea that somewhere beneath the surface, something still remained. Not a rumor, not a fantasy, but a memory, a sincere connection that once existed, and therefore might still echo somewhere unseen. Fandoms can be chaotic, yes, but they also carry a strange, unwavering loyalty. A loyalty that doesn't disappear even when the world tells you to let go. As one longtime fan put it, "Call me delusional, but some bonds don't end. They just go underground." And maybe that's true. Some connections simply learn to survive in silence. Over the years, the smallest signs brought renewed warmth. A song lyric that sounded a little too familiar. A behind-the-scenes clip that resurfaced unexpectedly. A comment from a director hinting at their synergy. A fan-captured moment where one of them turned, instinctively, unconsciously, when the other's name was mentioned. A memory shared in a tone too soft to ignore. Maybe these weren't proof, but they didn't need to be. Sometimes, hope is built from fragments, not declarations. Sometimes, the truth exists not in what is said, but in what is felt. Fast forward to the present. Two massive stars who have carved their own paths and identities. Two men who no longer need anyone to validate their success. Two individuals who have weathered storms most people would break under. And yet, the idea of Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan existing under the same sky still carries a quiet, powerful pull. Because some stories don't need continuation to remain meaningful. Some connections don't need public confirmation to feel real. What mattered then, and what still matters now, is that for a brief, luminous moment in time, they walked together. And that moment left a lasting mark on millions. Here's the truth many fans don't say out loud. We don't wait for them to reunite. We don't expect them to appear together again. We don't demand anything from them. What we hold on to is the memory, the journey, the warmth that once existed. The story that shaped us as fans and shaped a generation of viewers. Some lights fade eventually, but theirs, somehow, it still flickers in the distance. Not as bright as before, but steady, persistent, gentle. Because maybe the most powerful stories are not the ones that continue, but the ones that never truly end. So what remains now? Hope. Not for a reunion, not for confirmation, not for fan service, but hope that whatever their connection once meant, it brought them strength. Hope that they look back on those years with gratitude rather than regret. Hope that they remember the good more than the difficult. Hope that, in some quiet corner of their hearts, the bond still exists even if the world never sees it again. Two lights. Two paths. Two lives that touched, changed, and then moved forward. But the glow they created, it's still here. Still warm. Still unforgettable. Two lights that never fade. And a silent story that continues to live inside every fan who witnessed it, felt it, and refuses to forget it.